let's take a minute to talk about what kind of buffs I think that Juri should get, right? Season 4, what kind of buffs that Juri should get to make her not top tier. I don't want to make her a top tier character. Maybe Capcom chairman hates Juri. That is a legitimate theory that I have had for a long fucking time. There's someone at Capcom, a character designer, who's like, we're at the food chain, just was like, no, Juri's gonna be shit, and there's nothing you can do about it. There's that. All right, let's talk about what buffs Juri should receive to at least make her a viable character. Let's just use the word viable. I don't want top tier. I don't want good. I don't want broken. I just want viable. Right? Let's talk about fireballs. Right? Juri has 3 fireballs. All of them are minus on block. They go from -2 to -6. Right? I got no problem with that. Here's the thing. I was talking about this the other night. If you ask a Gale player, and I have, for the record, asked Gale players about this, and they've agreed with me. Not that that really matters, but if you ask a Gale player, why does Gale, out of all the characters in this game, deserve to have a projectile that's plus on block? Because most of the time, projectiles are minus on block in this game. Right? And the Gale player will tell you, it's because I gotta charge my projectile. I gotta hold down and back, I gotta store it, I gotta think about this, I gotta be cerebral, I gotta actually, really be careful about when I'm storing my projectile. So for that, I can't just toss it out willy-nilly like Ryu can, or Ken, or anyone else. I gotta think about it. So for that, I should get +2. I think they're wrong, but that's gonna be their argument, right? And that's clearly the way the Capcom thinks. It's like, okay, you gotta charge it, you deserve a reward for that, it's gonna be +2 on block, right? Why does Juri have to store all her fireballs, separately I might fucking add? She has to store it before she can use it. And the best that you get is -2. The best is -2. Even the X Fireball. Still -2. Why is that? So, I would love to see... I would just like to see some uniformity. I would like to see either all fireballs be minus on block, or Juri get at least 1 fireball which is positive on block. Now, it doesn't have to be a light fireball. I think it's reasonable if it was, because Gale's booms are all plus on block, but if it's not going to be a light fireball, fine. Make it a EX fireball. Make it the one she has to spend meter for. Make it that tool, so at least when I go in and I get blocked and I'm sitting in front of their face when I do this, that's where it finishes. I'm right in front of their face. Make it still my turn. That I spent meter and I get to still have follow-up pressure. Give us something which is +2 on block. One special. I don't care what it is. Actually, I do kind of care. I don't want it to be like something that's worthless. I don't want it to be this. That shouldn't be plus. That's terrible. Hey, Catching King, how's it going? Give her one of those, which is plus on block, and I think that would go a huge way to giving Juri at least one tool to generate pressure that's actually fair pressure, right? I think that would be like the #1 thing out of everything else that we talked about. It'd be the #1 thing to give her pressure, would be that. Second thing that I would love to see as a buff for Juri, reduce pushback. Like, this is already plus on block, that's fine, doesn't need to change. But there's plenty of other characters, like Cammy, for example, who can do crouching medium and crouching medium, and it's plus on block, and it's a combo if it hits. This is not a combo if it hits, because it has too much pushback. Reduce the pushback on this. It has no business having this much pushback on block. It just doesn't. There's no reason they should be pushing them so far away. So that'd be the #1. That'd be the #2 thing that I think they should fix about that, is just reduce the pushback. Cammy can do 250 standing, little kicks in a row, or light kicks in a row. Yeah, there's that. I'm not really fussed about that. I don't care about Cammy's standing light kick, because in the Cammy Juri matchup, Cammy actually does have trouble approaching Juri. Because as good as Cammy's normals are, Juri's better in terms of reach. Like Cammy's got a really whack-ass standing light kick. She's got a standing medium kick which goes for miles. Cammy's standing medium kick isn't as good as this standing medium kick. It's just not. It comes out 1 frame slower. So this is a 6 frame startup, and Cammy's a 7 frame startup. and it's just not quite as good range. It's very close, but it's a little bit shorter in my estimation. So, if Cammy starts throwing out moves to like try and harass you in neutral, you can just stick this out and it'll win every time, basically. Cammy is too fast, so dive kick's too fast. Normal's too good to have that movement speed. Yeah, but we're not talking about Cammy. I agree with you, but we're not talking about Cammy. All right, we can go about that later after I'm finished with this. All right, so that's two things. So one would be a move that's plus on block, which is a special. I would like one special. Like I said, happy to spend meter, but one special, and this needs to be less pushback. That's all I want, less pushback. All right, overhead. Can I be +1 on hit, please? That's all I want. Just make it still my turn after a fucking moves hits. That'd be really nice. Not 0 on hit. I understand that does hit from very far away. I am aware of that, and I am aware that is something that catches people off guard a lot. It hits from so far away. But still, having +1 on hit would be nice. So there's that, and probably the last thing I would honestly ask for is just to fix a DP. We talked about this last video, where that has a flickering hitbox that you get knocked out of, which makes it an inconsistent airway, or inconsistent anti-air. Event should be airborne. Yeah, it is airborne, but it's only airborne I think after the 11th frame. It takes a very long time to be airborne. So it does eventually get there, but it's nowhere near the start of the frames. You know, a lot of people will be like, oh, can we get this to be an overhead? I think that's a bit too strong. I think giving her that as an overhead is a bit too strong. I don't agree with that. Because you can throw that in strings way too easily. Like, forcing people to constantly guess 50-50 when she's got a fireball sword, whether she's going high or low, I don't think would be, that would just be way too strong, in my opinion. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with this being a mid, not an overhead. I don't think she needs that. Bit more as a shimmy thing, risk reward. Oh look, if they wanted to reduce the number of startup frames to get to the overhead part, I'd be fine with that. I wouldn't say no. I would definitely not say no to that if she was airborne from like frame 3 or something, frame 5. It was not frame 11. She's got some other weird things too, like this. She's actually not airborne for that. She is grounded the entire time she does that. You can grab her out of that with a normal throw. You can just normal throw her out of that. It's the stupidest thing. So maybe like make her airborne in the moves where she actually looks like she's airborne. Would be good too. This is an airborne. This goes over lows, but I don't think it's actually airborne. So yeah, giving her, like, since she has so many moves where she looks like she's airborne, actually making her airborne during those moves would be nice. So let's make that the other thing. So, in summary, one move is plus on block. Preferably that. I would definitely be happy if they gave her this. If that was plus on block, that'd be amazing. Also, maybe increase the block stun on that as well, because it has 0 block stun on that. But that's a different story. If they gave it one move, preferably this, I would be fine with that. That first, that's probably a bit too strong, but you know, if they want to give it light fireballs a plus, I'm happy with that. Give this less pushback on hit and on block. Fix this. Fix DP so that the hitbox does not flicker. And make her airborne on moves where she actually looks like she's airborne. Yeah, what a concept. Who knew that was grounded? Because it definitely is. And maybe make her +1 on overhead. That'd be it. Those are pretty small tweaks. I don't think any of those are really unreasonable requests. Yeah, you can make the arguments like, oh, she doesn't need to be in a plus on block. Have you played Juri? She needs one move that's plus on block. But the rest of those are absolutely reasonable. I'm not even asking you to change the feng shui engine, which is kind of whack, basically. It's not very good. I'm not even asking you to change V-Trigger 2, because honestly, to fix V-Trigger 2, you'd have to change it completely. Just get rid of it and give her a new V-Trigger altogether. That'd be the only way you could fix V-Trigger 2. There's nothing you could do in terms of how it functions to actually make it better. You just have to get rid of it. So those 4 tweaks, I think, would be enough to make her easily upper mid tier. And that's all I want. That's all I want is a viable character. Just delete this character and add Street Fighter 4 version with the air dive and some other fun stuff. I will tell you a fun story about that. I made a video before V-Trigger 2 was announced saying what I think V-Trigger 2 should be. And I said V-Trigger 2 should be, you can look it up, it's in YouTube. It should be like Nikali, where you activate V-Trigger and it does not, the gauge does not go down. It just stays permanently full, right? But it changes her moveset. So it changes her to Street Fighter 4 Juri, where she gets access to dive kicks. She gets access to zoning fireballs. Things like that. She loses her DP, right? But she gets a pinwheel back. Stuff like that. I thought would be fucking amazing. And you know what? They gave her a shit V-Trigger and did that to Zeku instead. So, yeah. I called that ages ago. I said give her back all her moves in V-Trigger 2. So, that's my thoughts on that. If you want to fix V-Trigger 2, just give us back Street Fighter 4 Juri. So, yeah. That's it for that. So that is what I believe would be the changes that would be needed to make Juri a viable character in Season 4. I personally would like a bit more juice for V-Trigger 1. There was more juice in V-Trigger 1 before they made it 2 bars. And I'm okay with that, because you can get, like, previously to get, when V-Trigger 1 was 3 bars, it's not a 3 bar V-Trigger. It's not. Like, 3 bar V-Triggers are ones that are fucking game changers. Like, when you pop a 3 bar V-Trigger, like, fucking watch out, because this dude's about to go on a tear. You know? And V-Trigger 1 is not that powerful. It should be a 2 bar V-Trigger. So to balance that out, they did reduce the amount of time, the amount of juice that was in said V-Trigger. And I'm okay with that, because you can get 2 V-Triggers in a round fairly easily, or you can spin V-Reverse and still be able to get V-Trigger. Right. That said, yeah, it's still, like, yeah, I can make a whole video about how to fix V-Trigger 1, essentially. It's, like I said, there's so much that's wrong with it in terms of, like, okay, you look at Feng Shui Engine in Street Fighter 4, right? Street Fighter 4, Feng Shui Engine was infinitely more terrifying than it is in 5, which is probably the reason that's left in 5. And that's because in because one very simple reason. Carl Lamone, thank you for the follow. There's one very simple reason why V-Trigger 1, or Feng Shui Engine is more terrifying in 4. It's because of this. Overhead. When Juri has V-Trigger 1 active in Street Fighter 4, she can combo off with overhead. It leaves her plus enough. It's not only is it plus on hit, it's plus enough that she can continue a combo afterwards whilst active. So when Juri is doing block strings, you are genuinely in a 50-50 situation when she is doing her V-Trigger 1 strings, or Feng Shui Engine strings in Street Fighter 4. That is why Juri is so goddamn terrifying. And also the fact that when you press buttons in V-Trigger here, obviously, you're winding it down. Every time you use it, you're winding it down. In Street Fighter 4, you don't. In Street Fighter 4, it has a steady decay. Over time, it's 11 seconds, from what I recall. Fully stocked V-Trigger is 11 seconds, I think, in Street Fighter 4. Right, so during that 11 seconds, Juri can press as many buttons as she fucking well wants, and it will not decay the V-Trigger. So for 11 seconds, you are under constant threat of frame traps and 50-50s. So that is why it is so goddamn terrifying in Street Fighter 4. In Street Fighter 5, it's a very different story. Because in Street Fighter 5, once Juri commits to a string, if you are blocking, all you have to do is block. There is no part of that string where there is a 50-50, or there are frame traps, which is why you just have to block. But there is no part of that string where you can just can make people guess. All that you have to do once you start blocking is just wait till string finishes. That's it. And the only way the string can finish, in V-Trigger 1 is with a fireball. We'll try again. As soon as you see that low fireball, it's your turn. Because that is the low fireball is the only way you can make a string safe in Feng Shui Engine. Or you can use EX as well. Actually, no, you can't. You have to finish it like this. So you either see a low fireball or you see an X fireball. And once you see one of those two things, it's your turn. If a string ends any other way, if a string ends like this, Juri is minus as fuck. It is absolutely your turn for a punish. If you see it end any other way, anything else, minus, because it gets more minus when she's in V-trigger. All of her strings become more minus when she's not cancelling them. Yeah, I need all of that. I need that bar not to decay. I need those 50-50s. I need those frame traps. I need all of those. And also, her movement speed became crazy when she was it gets better in 5. Like her backdash doesn't get any better. Her forward dash gets better, right? Like if you look at like a full screen dash to get to Ryu, 1, 2, 3. Takes 3 dashes to get to Ryu. When it's active, takes 2 dashes. So her movement does get a little bit better when Functional Engine is active, but in 4 it was crazy. She had crazy mobility when it was active. All of it, Kevin! All of it! Yeah. So to fix her Feng Shui engine in Street Fighter V, you would have to... It's not impossible, but the question is, like, okay, you gotta look at it like the way that she's designed as a character. Like, do you want her to be a mix-up character or not? Capcom clearly do not want her to be a mix-up character. She is explicitly designed to not be a mix-up character, which is why she is so fucking honest all the time. Characters like Ibuki, clearly designed to be a mix-up character, right? Obviously, she has 2 V-triggers that are both, I mean, one of them was amazing for mix-ups, now it's not, but the second one is fucking amazing for mix-ups, right? So it would come down to whether Capcom wanted to change that focus on her, whether they wanted her to be that character or not, essentially, because there's nothing else. As long as they don't want her to be that character, they will never give her any of those things. At the moment, Feng Shui Engine is just there as a comeback tool. It's there that you can get a couple of good combos out of it. If you turn guard off. You can get 2 of these. You get 2 of those, and that's it. So it's designed basically as a tool where when it's active, you get access to a couple of quick combos that do some decent damage. And that's it. It's not designed to be a pressure tool. It's not designed to be a massive mix-up tool. It's just there. It's like, okay, Juri gets access to a bit of extra damage while it's active that she doesn't have to store fireballs for. And that's it. So they'll never give her that. They will never make those changes. They will never make it better because it's designed not to be that. It's designed to be a tool where you have to make it safe. Where it's like, okay, they're blocking shit. Let me make this safe. And that's it. It sucks. I hate it. But that's the way it is.